Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, My Hero Academia episode 10 of the 4th season. I almost lost count there. Anyway, yes, these couple of episodes, these past two episodes have been very exciting. And especially because we have two different protagonists of said episodes. In the first one, it was a Majiki, and which one was obviously that I did not feel anything special when it was presented. It didn't attract my attention that much. And then, of course, Kirishima, who has been kind of a background character, obviously not in the front line. But now, with these couple of episodes, my opinion about them has changed a lot. I liked Kirishima before because he is a nice person, he kind of controls Bakugo and his anger, all of that. But now, my god, what a spectacular fight! And obviously, if we use the footage of the previous episode in which Kirishima was the star, obviously that is motivating even more to like him, to like Kirishima more than before. So yes, this is a very exciting move for the anime. And in last time we got the defeat of these two dudes against Fat Gum and of course Red Riot. So yes, it is an exciting episode in the end, and I want to see what is going to happen next. But once more, I want to remind you, and no, I'm not going to do the joke with the teacher and all of that. Don't worry. But I would like to remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications so you can get up to date with whatever we're doing with the channel. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and of course leave a comment so I know what you like about the episode, what you enjoy. Anyway, yes, I think that's it. Let's just cut all of this and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 10th episode of the 4th season. It is still spectacular, but in a different way. It's not that moment of triumph from our heroes in which they defeat one of the minions of this organization, of one of the main weapons of this organization, let's say. It's not like that. It's different. It doesn't leave you with the same taste as the last two episodes. The last two episodes have been very triumphant for our heroes. First with a Majiki, and then with obviously Red Riot and Fat Gun. So yeah, that is pretty spectacular. But this one, it feels odd. The ending feels odd. It doesn't feel wrong, it just feels odd. Perhaps because once again, I'm trying to compare it with the last two episodes, so maybe that's the source of my this weird feeling that I'm having. It's not a bad episode. Again, we're starting to see a lot more, or a lot deeper in the organization that we have seen before. And yes, I think these episodes confirm what I think they are doing. They are developing this drug so they can distribute it and end the quirk superpowers of the Hero Society, and only them will be able to have powers. And obviously, they will have the money and they will have everything. It is interesting, and I don't know if they ultimately want to get rid the world of powers, because yes, the Yakuza, if you put it into context, had power before the quirk, but after the quirks, they will destroy, but obviously all for one, because yeah, he has all the powers in the world. And without powers, I assume they will say, okay, if we get rid of the powers, we're going to be on top of the game. So perhaps that is their ultimate goal. Not just get rid of the powers of the heroes, but if the villains lose their powers too, it's okay by them. Because again, they will have their organization back. Or at least that's what I think this is the point of all this. We learn a lot of things about Shisaki in this episode. The fact that he can compete with the speed of Rappa and the power of Rappa is frightening, because he's genuinely strong. The amount of power that it requires to just not even leave him unconscious, but just defeat him. Yes, they break his arms and all of that, but still he was conscious, and that punch is kind of the culmination of all the punches that he threw. So yeah, that takes a lot of power. Perhaps the barrier really cushioned a lot of the strength of the punch, but still, man, by what we saw in the last episode, that was a genuinely strong punch. So yeah, that takes a lot of power. But yes, all these implications, all this information that is in the background, that is giving us all this context for these guys is, if you think about it, is kind of terrifying. It's kind of terrifying that somebody as powerful as Chisaki exists, especially with his quirk that, yes, he just literally killed this guy, but then he rebuilt him so he can use him in the future. But this obviously brings another aspect that I want to speak about. And yes, I know I'm concentrating a lot on Rappa, but I think he deserves said concentration of information, of commentary, I think is more accurate to say. He is a very simple man. Put the meme here. He's a very simple man. He just wants to fight to the death. That's his whole mindset. That's the only thing he wants. Fight to the death. If he dies, I think he will die happy in a fight, because that's his ideology. So any ulterior move that you could have from anybody else doesn't exist from him, because he now acknowledge Kirishima and acknowledge Fat Gum as strong opponents, and since they end up in a draw, he wants to fight them again, because these guys really give them something else, and he wants to fight them just by himself. He doesn't want the barrier, he doesn't want anything else. He just wants to measure his fist against theirs. So, what is the better way to treat these guys? Cure them so in the future they can fight, and they will define who is the really strongest opponent here. So yes, and not only that, he's just saying, oh yes, I don't care about this one, I just want to fight. You want information? Sure, go ahead. Have all the information in the world. And obviously, that's when we get a lot of information of Chisaki's plan. So, yes, it's an interesting character that we see as a villain, a very simple man, a very simple individual. So, it is fascinating thanks to his simplicity. Yeah, it sounds kind of weird, but that's what I find fascinating about Rappa. I find him more fascinating than the barrier guy. The barrier guy is kind of annoying. Yes, he was annoying me when I was watching the episode. But Rappa, yes, he's a villain, but I find him fascinating. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, that's it. Everybody is fine, relatively speaking, in this part of the episode. And then, of course, we got still the living maze that is attacking. I think his name was Mimic, I think. So he is still attacking and trying to destroy, but thanks to Midoriya and obviously his power that is destroying everything that he's trying to do. Everything that he's trying to do, and it reached a point in which, okay, the League of Villains, the temporarily workers, let's say, are here. So yeah, let's separate everybody and attack with somebody. And yes, first we saw Toga, which is obviously still as creepy as hell, and then we saw Twice. First Toga. I am still surprised of just how skillful Toga is. She is amazing at that. It's unbelievably skillful. And first we compare her against the students, because she has only been facing students from UA. First in the camp when she fought Uraraka, yes, she kind of lost, but in the end she could escape. And then when she fought Midoriya, I was gonna say Mirio, I don't know why. Midoriya in the license exam. That's when we saw, and yes, she was incredibly skillful back then. But now we have another point of comparison. We know Aizawa is amazingly skillful, thanks to the nature of his quirk. he needs to be. But even like that, Togata managed to hurt Eraserhead. That speaks honestly volumes of the level of skill that this woman has. I am still utterly surprised by that. And then of course we have Twice. Twice is more of a resource that he can create whatever he wants or whoever he wants. And thanks to, my guess is the power of Himiko, she's able to make these kind of clones into something else. I guess it's something like that. But it's still spectacular to see this clone, this fake of Rappa being defeated in mere seconds by Night Eye. My god, that was spectacular, the way Night Eye moved. Jesus, that's amazing. That's utterly amazing. And Twice didn't show off that much, at least I don't think he showed more than what he has been doing before. But then we have a weird moment in the end. Obviously Himiko, Twice, and the rest of the League of Villains are still angry by the death of Magne. I think it was Magne or Magna. I do not recall his name. They were angry because of that, but they worked together with this Yakuza. And the reasoning behind it's fascinating, because yes, this is something I need to accept, that Tomura has been transforming into a better villain, into a better leader. He's not anymore the kid that is just throwing temper tantrums, but he's becoming more and more capable of leading this League of Villains. This episode shows us that. He started to reasoning with Twice. He started to reasoning with Himiko. Say, okay, you need to go there because we need to destroy this organization from the inside. If you feel responsible for the death of Magna or Magne, avenge her by going into this organization and help us to really destroy them, to get as much information as we can so we can destroy this organization. And that's what the plan was. And I think that speaks volumes of Tomura. I think it's fascinating to see the evolution of this villain that started just as a mere kid, but now is evolving more and more alongside with Izuku. This parallel evolution of villain and hero, it's fascinating to see, honestly. I am in love with this dynamic. But obviously, the weird ending, the way they move in the end, I don't know, it feels weird. Again, it's not bad. It's a pretty good episode, but it still feels weird by the end. Yeah, a great episode. I love how, once again, we elevate Kirishima, because he considered himself pathetic, but now honestly I cannot see that pathetic self. But I love the contrast here because again it shows us the evolution of a character, and that is something I am always thankful for. So yes, it is a genuinely fascinating episode, but with a weird ending. I don't know. But anyway, yes, I think I exhausted the topic of this episode. I hope you enjoy it. Remember, t-shirts! Yes, I know I said I was not going to do it, but it's too tempting not to do it. Anyway, yes, as I was saying, please let me remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription. Turn on notifications so you can get up to date with whatever we are doing with the channel. Follow me on Twitter if you want. Please give me a like if the video is something that you enjoy, and obviously leave a comment so I know what you enjoy about the video or what you don't enjoy about the video. So yes, I have nothing else to say, but thank you for your attention, guys, and see you on the next one. Bye.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, Thanks, and see you on the next one.